Sit up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real myself. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Money, money, money. That's all you got.
There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's the root of money. You don't like money so much, why you get up and go to work? Yes, I do think about all of the things that we think about. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. H Cortez.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, where I do my absolute best to bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation. It is truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Worth Clark Realty Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, my Aunt Edie is looking for an apprentice. If you are thinking about getting into the real estate game and you want to talk to somebody before you make that commitment, why don't you give her a call at 314-477-1797. Again, that's 314-477-1797. If you've been having trouble passing your real estate exam, right, she can help you with that. If you want to make a few extra dollars while you're studying the real estate course, if you're seriously studying, she wants to help you with that, because you can literally help her show houses, help her get her showing set up, make appointments for her, because she's getting a little up there in age, so she doesn't want to have to do all the ripping and running that's required. But she will split commissions with you if you're willing to put in the work with her. She needs some help with her social media and things of that nature. So if you want to get in the real estate game and you want to apprentice under somebody who knows their stuff, who will be willing to pour back into you, then you want to give her a call at 314-477-1797. Now, I will tell you this. That is one of my wife's favorite aunties, man. And she'll cut a brother dead, or cut a sister dead for messing with her auntie. So don't even call her unless you're serious about, you know, doing that thing. But definitely she's looking for some help, and she will help you get your real estate license and all of that kind of stuff if you're serious about getting into real estate. So do me a huge favor, guys. If you're checking us out on Periscope, then do me a huge favor. Then swipe left, swipe right, swipe up and down, swipe somewhere so that you can share the stream with your and invite your followers to watch. If you haven't already followed the show, then you want to hit the little man in the corner so you can follow the show. Same with you guys on YouTube. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Guys, I'm at like 915 or something. The goal is 1,000 subscribers by the end of June. So if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Same with you guys on Facebook. If you haven't already shared the stream for me, go ahead and share the stream for me, please. I appreciate that. And also the hearts and the likes and the thumbs up, all that. That means a lot to Facebook. It means something to me too. It says you guys are engaging with the show. But from a Facebook algorithm perspective, it means that if you are doing that, we have a valuable show, and they'll push it out to more and more people. Thank you for the green hearts on Periscope. I appreciate that. Today we're talking about Game 5, right? Everybody's in a frenzy about Game 5, but I want to talk to you about the real problem with the NBA Finals, right? But before we do that, let me tell you exactly who this show is for, and then we'll get our announcements in. This show is for risers and grinders only, man. If you're ready to get up and get out and get something, then this is your show. This show is for those who are serious about building a legacy for their families. If that's you, this is your show. If you like me, before I go to bed, man, I'm always thinking, I'm always living in my future. And I'm thinking about what am I going to be doing in the future to make sure my children's children are proud to bear my last name. If that's you, then this is your show. On the other hand, who is the show not for? Peace, Robert, man. Condolences to you for the loss of your loved one. If you are the type of person who has a problem with the word money, you think capitalism is evil, you think wealthy people are snobs, if that's you, this is not your show. what I want you to understand, if you don't have the right relationship with money, you don't put money in its proper perspective, then you can be in a position in your life where you're actually repelling money away from you instead of attracting it to you, right? There's nothing wrong with money. That money is neither good or bad. Money is a tool. And just like I can take a hammer and build you a house, or I can take that same hammer and crack you upside your head with it, does that make the hammer good or evil? No, the hammer is neutral. The person wielding the tool is good or evil. The same way with money, the person wielding money is good or evil. The person wielding capitalism is good or evil. You have to understand and put it in its proper perspective, or else you will be chasing money away from you all of your life without even knowing it. So if that's you, this is not your show. You can exit stage left. If you don't like the fact that I am a future billionaire and not afraid to say it, then you can exit stage left. So I want you to take a screenshot. Jeez, because most of you never seen a future billionaire before, right? Evan Jefferson put out a book about the 12 black billionaires. So you see current billionaires, but I don't know if you ever seen a future billionaire before. And I want you to watch closely what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm telling you, 2027, your man's a billionaire. And you can be one too if you proclaim it. If you do the work and you want to get out there and make it happen, you can do it too. Right? So that's who the show is for. Let me give you my announcements really quickly, guys. Ladies, if you want to partner with a group of women who are doing some amazing things, I want you to inbox me or direct message me so I can get you the link to their webinar tonight. The ladies, the Wealthy Black Women Movement, they're having a ladies only webinar tonight, and they're basically having a wealth talk roundtable. They're going to be talking about what's stopping Black women from building wealth and how they can overcome some of those challenges. And you might even be able to partner with them if you qualify to join that select group of powerful Black women doing amazing things collectively. It's a growing movement, and they're helping each other get over the hump of building financial stability and creating that legacy. So direct message me. I want to get you the link. I'm sorry I didn't have the link up. Or if you go to my page, you will see I have the event on my page. Black women are banding together to build wealth, and you can join them tonight for a roundtable discussion on how they're actually getting that done. My other announcement is, guys, if you want to learn about video marketing and how to incorporate video into your marketing, I know a guy who's putting together, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. I know a guy who is putting together a course on video marketing for beginners. It's going to be a live course, probably 3 hours. And this dude knows his stuff when it comes to video and growing your business with video marketing. And from what I understand, the cost is just $25. Now, I don't know if that's a typo, because to get in this brother's circle and learn from him live, I don't know if that price is right. But I want you to message me so I can get you the link to learn more about where you can go register for that video marketing class for beginners for just $25. But one thing I know about this brother, it's not going to stay at $25. In fact, it's only going to be at $25 for the next 48 hours. So if you don't register for the class by Wednesday, then the price goes up to $47, and then it just goes up from there. So direct message me if you're interested in video marketing course for beginners, and I will get you the information on how to do get registered for that. And then the Black Wealth Movement in general, guys, if you have not decided to partner with the Black Wealth Movement so that we can take you to another level with your finances, so you can join a group of people who are building wealth collectively, $35 a month is popcorn and peanut money, man. And I will tell you, the collective consciousness of this group is worth $35 alone, but then we're going to help you make some money. We're going to help you make some money. We're going to help you minimize your taxes, eliminate your debt, fix your credit, invest, and then we're going to help you make some business income as well. So $35 per month is popcorn and peanut money. And here's the thing, they're going to pay it forward for you to get started. They're going to pay your first $35, your startup fee, and all you have to do is commit to paying it forward for 3 other people, and you can literally join this collective mastermind and start building wealth long term. So today we're talking about the real problem with the NBA finals, especially when it comes to Black men, right? What could the problem be? there's some problems that you guys see with the NBA finals, right? We're talking about the NBA finals and the NBA playoffs this year. Just in general, people are like, man, the playoffs are just whack. Everybody is winning by blowout. There's no 7-game series. There's no competitiveness. You've got a super team in the East. You got a super team in the West, and they just having their way. That ain't the real problem, y'all. That ain't the real problem, right? A lot of people are saying that the real problem is free agency. You shouldn't be letting players determine where they go so they can form these super teams. And now Durant and Curry and Thompson and Draymond, they got a super team, a dynasty for the next 3 or 4 years. That ain't the real problem with the NBA finals, y'all. Right? What are some other things that people are saying about the finals in general, man? It's just not good basketball going on right now because everybody's getting swept. You know, can this Golden State team beat some of the Jordan teams? That ain't the real problem with the NBA finals, y'all. And I know some of you guys are getting prepared and getting geared up to watch Game 5. So I mean, my good buddies are out in Cleveland, and they're like, man, please don't let the series end tonight, right? And my good folks out in the West, my girl Bethany was out west hanging out with some of her folks. She's pulling for Golden State, and she's saying, man, please let's close this thing out. We don't want any suspicions of this being a comeback by LeBron James, right? Please, can we close this thing out? That ain't the real problem. AB says inconsistent, right? That, you know, the game is inconsistent. The refs are calling the game inconsistent. That ain't the real problem with the NBA finals, right? I want you guys to know something. I was just looking up some stats. My man said, Mr. BKNY says Cavs in 7, right? So that's what people are thinking, but that ain't the real problem, right? Some people think the real problem is that LeBron James got too much power. He's doing something, so he's got to be knocked off his high horse. That's not the real problem with the NBA finals, guys. I'll tell you the real problem. I'm just looking up some stats. You guys know the real problem that it's all a setup, right? Okay, we're getting close. Did you guys know that Black people watch 37% more television than everybody else? You guys know that? Black people watch 37% more television than everybody else. I'm going to give you some stats. I'm going to break down the real problem with the NBA finals, especially with Black men. And I might go into how they can turn some of this around, right? 37% more than everybody else. Watch this. We watching more TV than anybody else. There's $75 billion spent on advertisement every year. There's only 2.2 billion spent with Black media outlets. Wait a minute. H Cortez, your numbers don't add up, brother. We watch 37% more television than any other group of people. $75 billion is spent on advertising on television, on different media outlets, and only 2.2 billion is spent with Black media outlets. See, now you guys start to see the real problem with the NBA finals, but we're going to let's take it one step further. Now, Black people are at the very bottom of the socioeconomic ladder when it comes to median income and median net worth. Now, I see my girl, Myra Key is on, the debt elimination specialist. She knows all this stuff, and she talks about this stuff all the time. We are at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder in both median income and median net worth, meaning we make less than every other ethnic group, and we have a net worth less than any other ethnic group. We earn less and we own less than any other ethnic group on the planet. Now, watch this. We earn less than the average, but our spending is 87% of all retail spending. Wait a minute, H Cortez. Once again, your numbers don't add up. We earn less than all other ethnic groups, but our spending accounts for 87% of all retail spending. See, we're starting to get into and starting to open up and talk about the real problem, in my opinion, that the NBA Finals is causing amongst Black men, especially. So you mean to tell me that the people on this planet who earn the least amount of money spends more than anybody else, especially when it comes to retail? Our spending accounts for 87% of all retail spending in America. But we earn less than everybody else. Hashtag we sick, boss, in my Evan Jefferson voice. Hashtag we sick, boss, right? So I want you guys to start thinking about, okay, wait a minute. So we watch 37% more TV than anybody else, right? Even though we're watching more TV than anybody else, those who advertise on TV and these other mediums do not spend their advertising dollars with our media outlets, right? We make less than everybody else, and our consumption habits account for 87% of all retail spending. And then here's where the new trend is going. Here's where the new trend is going. We are 44% more likely to take our television watching experience to social media, and we have the Scandal Facebook page where you can come on my page and get my take on watching Scandal. We have the Empire watch groups and watch parties, and we got these clips that we're creating on social media based on what we're watching on television. See, this is what's going on, and all of this has always gone on. But what happened 30 years ago? What happened 30 years ago? There was a company that came and blasted itself onto the scene, and we know that company or that entity or that enterprise by 4 letters: ESPN. Right, about 30 years ago, this company blasted on the scene, and Black men have always been into sports. Always been into sports. But when ESPN jumped on the scene and gave men sports 24/7, gave Black men sports 24/7, there was another mechanism or another tool that helped to lead to the social decline of Black people in general. Right? Now you're saying, Cortez, you reaching now. You're reaching. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Why was television invented in the first place? Why was radio invented in the first place? What does television, radio, and media do in essence, at the very core of what it is? What does media do at the very core of its being, right? Media at the very core of its being is designed to give you an escape from reality. Media, by design, somebody said inform, somebody said advertise, somebody said, let's see, inform, advertise, entertain. No, man. No, distract, right? Media was created to give you an escape from reality, right? That's what media's job is. Somebody said distract, somebody says program. Media's job is to, when I was back in the day, when I was a younger man, I ran with a rap crew. We called ourselves the Fam. And I had, there was another crew that I really liked, and they called themselves Altered State. Altered State. And I like that. While you're escaping your reality, they are altering your state of reality. It's designed for you to escape from reality, while at the same time you're escaping, getting caught up in this fantasy land. Is actually altering your state of reality at the same time. So what is the real problem for the NBA Finals and Black men? One of the real problems is, in my opinion, and this is just me thinking out loud, one of the real problems is you've got 20 million Black men in America, 15 million or whatever the number is, Black men in America watching other Black men live out their reality as an escape from their own reality. I'll say it again. You've got millions of Black men watching other Black men live out their reality as an escape from their own reality. So tonight, for average NBA basketball game lasts 2.5 hours, but then you throw the pregame in there, that is another hour, and then you throw the post game in there, that's another hour. So the average Black man is going to sit in front of the television tonight for about 6 hours, watching other men live out their reality while trying to escape their very own reality. That, my friend, is the real problem with Black men in the NBA Finals. Now, I'm a youth basketball coach and trainer, right? I love basketball. Of all other sports, basketball is my ish. I mean, I still play at 42 years old. I coach, I train, my sons play. I love being in the gym. I love watching it live. But I understand that constantly escaping my reality takes away from the time that I could be using to create my reality. Now, I don't want anybody out here who's got big plans to watch the finals tonight to feel guilty about what I'm saying, because I have my escapes too. But here's the thing about watching sports in the NBA and in the NBA Finals as a way of escaping your reality. It is the one escape from reality, because life gets stressful. There's nothing wrong with an escape, a getaway. to refresh, to recharge. There's nothing wrong with that. But it is one of the many escapes that you actually get nothing from. Right? So you escape your reality and you go into this fantasy land and you really tune in into watching other brothers live out their reality, and you're escaping your reality. And that's your existence. But as you're escaping that reality, your state is being altered so that your own existence is being transformed while you're trying to escape your reality. And you're constantly doing that, but you get nothing from that. I'll give you an example. One of my escapes is gardening. I like to garden. I like to grow food. I'm trying to learn how to be self-sustainable, right? I'm trying to learn how to be a prepper, right? If the stuff hits the fan, I want to know how to go out and what wild plants I can eat and sustain myself. I want to know how to create a trap with a shoestring to catch me some meat if I have to, right? That escaped me being in the garden, taking in fresh air, putting my feet on the ground, grounding myself, hands in the dirt. It's not only my escape to recharge, but I actually get something out of that. What, fellas, do you get out of watching the NBA Finals, that escape? What other benefits do you get out of that? Right? What other benefits do you get out of it? For me, playing basketball is an escape. When I go play basketball, it's hard to think about anything else on the basketball court but executing offensively, defensively, in transition. So that's an escape for me. But when I play basketball as an escape, I get exercise, right? My heart rate gets up and down. I'm getting something else out of that escape that's going to help me when I return to my reality. I'm getting something else out of that escape that's going to help me when I return back to my reality. When you spend those 3, 4, 5, 6 hours in front of the TV, fellas, watching all of the stats, the pregame, the warm-ups, the game, the halftime show, the second half, the post-game, the post-game analytics and the breaking down of the game, and then you wake up to Sports Center in the morning and you get somebody else's take on the breakdown of the game that you watched already live with your own eyes. When you're done consuming all of that, what are you getting out of that that's going to help you when you return back to your reality? That's why it's a problem for Black men. It allows Black men to escape their reality for hours on end, but it doesn't give them anything that's going to help them when they return back to their reality. Yeah, am I on to something, or am I way off base here? Talk to me. Let me know if this is making sense to y'all, or if I'm just way off base. Am I just way off base, or am I on to something? What, brothers, are you getting out of that escape? I get it. Stressed out at work, you escape. I escape, cool. But when you escape and you return back to your reality, did you get anything out of that escape that's going to cause you to have a better reality? Or did you have a little excitement? Did you create a little pastime? Maybe you get with some buddies and that you haven't seen in a long time, and you guys watch the game together and you get some bonding going. Could that help you in your reality? That could potentially help you. For the most part, though, Black men are giving a lot of time and energy into things that will not help them build or create a better reality for themselves. Okay. So Ulysses says, what if you watch to learn what new moves you could use for yourself? Right? Now, we're talking about black men, Ulysses. We're talking about black men. We're not talking about black children. We're not talking about young black athletes who are studying the game. We're talking about black men who will probably never put on another pair of shorts for the rest of their lives. So them studying moves that they can use, even if they are studying moves they could use, those moves aren't going to transform you put you in a position to make money off using those moves. If you are middle school and high school and you're studying the game so that you can use that to become a better player, then that's a better use of your time than if you're a 42-year-old man like myself and studying the game just so that I could learn how to do the same spin move that LeBron uses when I play pickup. That's different. That's different, right? But I get where you're going with the young athletes. You're in college, you're studying some of your best players and you're mimicking them on the court so you can improve your overall game. I get where you're going. But for black men in general, who some of us are way beyond our playing days, right? Way beyond our playing days. So that doesn't cut it. So that's what I want black men to see. So I know some brothers who are walking stat machines. I know some brothers who are walking stat machines. You can ask them about any championship series. They can tell you who won it, how many games, probably some of the scores of the games. They can tell you who was the MVP. They can tell you what players played on each team down to the 12th to 13th man. It says if you watch the playoffs passionately for 3 hours a game, eight series, some going 7 games, you have the potential to waste damn near a week's worth of time accumulated. And that's just 3 hours of the game, Terrence. But you know they're watching the pregame and the postgame shows, and you know they're watching all of the pregame or all of the hype shows throughout the week that's leading up to the game. So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I know people who are walking stat machines, man, and you can throw out anything, and God forbid you misquote something. They jump down your throat. But let's talk really quickly about how you can transform. So let's talk really quickly about how you can transform that escape into a revenue stream. Anybody want to know how you can transform that escape into a revenue stream, since you caught up and watching this all the time anyway? Anybody cool if we get into that, how you can turn this to a revenue stream, brothers, if you're seriously passionate about the NBA and the NBA finals? You want to make some money off all those useless doggone stats that you know? Anybody okay with us talking about that? Right? Right? So Pam Presley says, is your business paying for that NBA party? That's one way that you can make some money off of watching the NBA, right? Yes, I would like to know, even though I don't care about the NBA. Right. And it might not be the NBA. NBA might not be your vice. And hopefully, maybe you're one of those guys like me. I probably watch an hour, maybe 90 minutes of TV a week. Usually TV is what's putting me to sleep at night, right? So Robert says YouTube. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. You know all of those silly debates you keep having with your homeboys about whether LeBron or KD is the greatest, or which one of them is coming closer to Michael Jordan? How about you throw a camera in your face and you stream that live, and maybe you get a few people to watch, and maybe you start developing a following based on how colorful you are with explaining your point of view. Isn't that what they do on ESPN all day, every day? They get two jokers to come up and explain or debate about who they think the greatest player is, where you think the mistake went, what happened in the game. Fellas, every game, I hear so much commentary about these NBA playoffs and these NBA players. I'm like, man, sit down. Let me put a camera in front of y'all. Let me feed this to my audience, and y'all just keep talking. And let's see if y'all start to develop a following. All right, you don't want to put a camera in your face? How about a microphone? And you create a podcast, you and your buddies who love to talk about the game, and now it starts to make a little bit more sense for you to spend all of that time consuming the product known as the NBA. Stat says that Black people are 44% more likely to take to social media. Well, take to social media for real. Create you a Ulysses commentary, NBA thoughts on the NBA finals, and you come to them live during the games, and you give your point of view, your opinion, and you do that every game. You give your pregame and your postgame commentary. You give your predictions of what you think is going to happen. You give all of the stats that you think mean something to you. And you build your following. You build your brand around your passion for the game of basketball, around your passion for the NBA. And now you have people quoting you the same way they quote Stephen A. Smith. Right? You have people quoting you the same way that they quote Chris Broussard or some of those other personalities that they have on ESPN. Fellas, some of you guys have the most amazing time when you're together watching the game. Put a camera in the room and start feeding out your commentary and your conversations about the game. Somebody might like to watch you commentate about the game more than they like to watch ESPN. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out how we can take some of that useful information that you picked up from watching and studying the NBA all of these years. How can you regurgitate that in a way that will allow you to generate some income? You know, and God forbid those guys who play fantasy. I don't know, does the NBA still have fantasy? It's crazy. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, Ulysses. So the question is, how do we transform our escape and get something more out of it? I'm not telling you, brothers, don't go escape. Use that as an escape. You might have your few beers. You might eat you some nachos and some wings. You might socialize with your buddies. But guess what? If you have a business, then that money that you're spending on the game, not because we're not just spending time. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Some of us are spending our rent money on renting out a big screen TV so that we can watch the game, and then we're gonna give it back to Rent-A-Center. Let's be honest, right? Some of us have got a big screen TV. We done put a couple $100 down, and we're gonna have spend a couple $100 for the next 2 weeks to watch the game on the big screen TV. Right? So you're spending money you don't have, as well as spending time that you don't have. Brothers, I'm not saying don't watch the game. I'm just saying, if you're watching the game, understand that that escape from your reality is, in most cases, not helping you when you return back to your reality. That escape for your reality isn't helping you in any way when you return back to your reality? Does it benefit you in any way to know that LeBron James has gone to 7 straight finals? Does that benefit you in any way? Right? How does that help you in your current reality to know that LeBron James is 7 straight finals, or how many MVPs he's got, or what Kevin Durant scores per game, all of that? Yeah, that's the agenda. So Robert is right on key. It allows us to pour more athleticism and less knowledge into our youth, encouraging them to get in trouble, then use the biggest asset for free in prison and things of that nature. That's what happens, man. That's what happens. So brothers, I'm not saying don't watch the game. I'm saying if you're having a watch party tonight, you should have a home-based business. Make your home-based business the sponsor of that watch party, so at least you can write off the wings, the chips, the beer, and all that kind of stuff. I'm saying if you're going to use this as an escape from reality, what is it going to benefit you? How is it going to help you when you return back to your reality? Right? So I like to meditate as an escape from reality. So the meditation allows me to escape from reality, but I get clarity and a mental focus out of that escape, which will help me in my reality when I return. What are you getting from the NBA Finals that's going to help you? I get that it's your escape from reality for a couple hours, but are you getting anything from that escape that's going to help you when you return to reality? Here's the thing. Here's one of the things that we have. One of the problems that we have with it is we don't want to be looked at crazy when we go into the office the next day and other brothers are talking about the game and we say, man, I ain't watched that crap. So we have to get involved because of the social aspect, so we can have some water cooler talk so we can fit in. What if fitting in is what's costing you your legacy? See, this was me. I love to play basketball, never cared too much about watching basketball. But if I didn't watch basketball, I didn't have a conversation or nothing to contribute to the conversation when I'm around my buddies and they're talking basketball. So I felt obligated to watch basketball so I can join the conversation to talk about basketball so I can feel socially accepted. What if feeling and being socially accepted is costing you your legacy? What if your need to fit in is killing your legacy? So really quickly, let's just highlight the stats once again. Black people watch 37% more television than any other group on the planet. $75 billion a year are spent on advertisement. Only $2.2 billion is spent with Black media outlets. So that ought to tell you something. They don't give a damn that you watch more TV than anybody else. They won't even spend any money to advertise to you. You know why? Because even though they don't advertise to you, we account for 87% of all retail spending. We account for 87% of all retail spending. And they don't even spend any advertising money with any of our Black media outlets. We watch more TV than anybody else. We spend more than anybody else. And they don't even have to spend their advertising dollars with us. And we still account for 87% of the retail budget of this country. See, I want y'all to get something, man. I keep talking about the matrix. Because what was at the core of the matrix? It was the people feeding the machines. They were growing people for an energy source to feed the machine. Black people, we are the energy source that feeds the machine. Brothers, there's nothing wrong with you watching the NBA Finals tonight. Game 5. Will LeBron lose? Will KD finally get a ring? I'm just saying, once you escape from that reality, you spend 3, 4, 5 hours tonight watching other men live out their reality. What are you going to do when you return back to your reality? That's the question that I have. That's the problem. You know what we do? We use that as an escape from reality. And when that's over, then we turn on a baseball game. See, we are in a perpetual state of escape from reality. That's the biggest problem, right? You keep hearing the advertisements and the commentators throw out certain words as it relates to the NBA Finals. One of the words I keep hearing is drama. Drama. Why do I keep throwing out the word drama? Because drama sucks you into your escape from reality. And when this escape from reality is over, you jump right into another escape from reality, and you continuously and perpetually stay in the state where you're escaping your reality. Therefore, you are not creating a reality for yourself. That's the biggest problem. The other problem is, even if you're not in a perpetual state of escape, and maybe you only are into basketball, so when basketball season is over next week, you don't go into the NBA draft and then the NFL draft and then all this other stuff, and you don't get into football. Maybe this is just your reality. Question is, this particular escape from reality, what do you get out of it that's going to help you when you return to your reality? Right? Some people go for a walk as an escape from reality, to clear their head. They need an escape, stressful day, but they're getting something out of that escape that's going to help them when they return to their reality. I told you one of my escapes is meditation. One of my escapes is gardening. I ground myself. I get deep breaths. I'm breathing good, fresh oxygen from the plants. I'm literally releasing or flooding my body with a negative ions so that they can overtake some of the positive ions that's causing me to age faster and all that. When I leave that escape and return to my reality, I've gotten something out of that escape that's going to help me in my reality. What will you get out of watching the NBA Finals tonight, that when you leave that escape and return to your reality, what have you gained that's going to help you in your reality? Is the question. Right? Now, my brother said, I'm going to love it and watch it anyway. This dude not going to change that. Has nothing to do with ambition and action. Y'all all reaching non-basketball fans. I'm a youth basketball coach and trainer. I love the game of basketball. I am a basketball fan. What I'm saying is, brother, and maybe this is not you. Maybe you can watch a 3-hour game and go back to building your dreams. Most brothers will not watch the 1 hour and a half, 2-hour game and go back to building. Most of them are going to spend 2 hours watching pregame hype and the pregame show, 3 hours watching the game, another 90 minutes watching the post-game show as they set up the next game, if there is going to be one. Now you've given 8 hours into something that's not going to help you with your reality. At the beginning of the show, we didn't say that you don't watch the game. I'm just saying, what are you getting out of it? And is that the most effective use of your time? As an escape, if that is your escape, and once you escape, you refresh, you recharge, and you get back to doing your thing, that is beautiful, brother, if that's where you are with it. But ask yourself, how much time have you given to the NBA Finals this year that pulled you away from building and creating your reality? That's what we're trying to get to the crux of, right? I know a lot of brothers who will watch the game, and when the game is over, they don't care nothing about what Charles Barkley got to say. They don't care nothing about what Stephen A got to say. They watched the game, they enjoyed it, and now it's back to building their reality. I want brothers to not get caught up in the hype of the game, the drama of the game, this whole situation that's going to lead from one escape to the next. Right, you turn off the basketball game and then you're right into the baseball game. You turn off the baseball game and then you're watching the WNBA. You get through with the WNBA, now it's football season. And every week you're giving 10, 12, 15 hours of escaping reality, while at the same time your reality is one that you say you can't stand, that you don't want to exist in. That's what we're talking about. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from watching the game. That's your life. That's your reality. I mean, maybe you want to give 6 hours of your time to basketball. Maybe you do have found a way to get something out of it. Most brothers are sitting on a couch and they're going to watch this. They're going to give 6 hours of their life tonight. That if you look at their life and you look at where they are and you look at where they say they want to be, they're going to give 6 hours of their life tonight to the NBA Finals, when their reality is one that they say they don't want to exist in. That's what we're talking about today. That's a huge problem for so many Black men, because you get sucked into that reality, and most of us, without even thinking about it, don't even realize that 5 hours have gone by. You've been in a sports bar for 5 hours and you don't even realize it. And when you add all of those hours up over your lifetime, could that be the reason that you're not a professional at anything? They say it takes 10,000 hours for you to become a professional at something. Could that be the reason that your business has never taken off, because you haven't given it a consistent 10,000 hours? But you watch 2 or 3 NBA games per week. You guys see where I'm going? This is not a bash on anybody who watches the NBA Finals. This is a bash on anybody who watches the NBA Finals and can't pull themselves from that to create a better reality for themselves. This is a bash for those people who are in a perpetual state in escaping their realities, but spend an awful lot of time complaining about their realities. Could this be the reason that you can't fulfill your dreams? Because you're too busy caught up watching everybody else fulfill theirs. Right? If it ain't a game, it'll be something else. Right? So you think about the NBA Finals, you think about the Super Bowls and all that kind of stuff. The Super Bowl is one game, one day. How much TV and shows do you consume leading up to the Super Bowl? They have 2 full weeks of media that lead up to the Super Bowl, right? When did they last play? On Friday? They've been leading up to this game for 2 days. And some brothers have been following and tracking every single minute of it because they're escaping their reality and they're running from the responsibility of doing the right things or doing the things that they need to change their reality. So I'm not saying don't watch the game, but if you have a guilt trip about me talking about losing yourself in that reality, I wonder if you have to do some self-evaluation and wonder, man, how much time have I given to the NBA finals this year, the NBA playoffs this year? Because it's all the extra stuff. Sports, love, and hip hop. Yep, it's something distracting you from building your dreams. You already have the biggest distraction in your life. You're going to a job every day that most people hate. And then from that job, you come home and you plop yourself in front of the TV because somebody says that you don't want to miss the drama called the NBA tonight. And I'll be honest, I use Fire Stick when my wife wants to watch TV. So I don't have live TV. And because I don't have live TV, I don't get all of the commercials and all that stuff flooding me and saying, hey, I gotta watch. So it's easy for me to declutter my brain because I don't even be knowing when the games are gonna come on because I'm not in front of the TV live where I get the promotions and the advertisements that you gotta watch. And that's why they're doing so much with social media. Right? I found out that I thought the game was yesterday. The games are usually always on Sundays. Right, but I found out it was Monday on Facebook because I'm doing business on Facebook, and then I saw that they don't even play till tomorrow night. Right, Bartholomew said he don't even have a TV. So that's my spiel, man. I think that Black people watch 37% more than any other group of people when it comes to television. And if it wasn't for sports, brothers wouldn't watch as much TV. If it wasn't for sports on TV, brothers wouldn't watch as much TV. And that's how they feel our lives with drama, the same way they feel Black women's lives with the soap operas and the drama, is they create this drama called sports. They created this 24-hour news cycle and this 24-hour sports feed because it's keeping you distracted. It's keeping you in a perpetual state of escaping your reality. And as long as you're trying to get away from your reality, you're not trying to change your reality. And I think the brother missed the point when he said that I'm reaching and that I'm not going to, that he's going to watch it and enjoy it. You very well should. If that's your escape, you should enjoy it. But do you allow that to keep you in a perpetual state of escaping your reality, so much so that time is getting away from us? Time is getting away from us when we're in that perpetual state of escaping our reality. Do a self-assessment and ask yourself, do I have to sit in a sports bar 2 hours before the game starts? Watch the game and then sit in a sports bar another 2 hours after the game. That's 6 hours, man. You're going to tell me that at this stage in your life, you have 6 hours to invest in something that's not going to give back a return? Maybe you do. Maybe your money is right like that. Maybe your family and your relationships with your children and everything is right like that, where you can invest 6 hours in something that does not pay back a return. I can't afford that. And some brothers, this is a wake-up call because they don't realize what's happening to them. And they can start doing something different and stop escaping their reality and start existing in their reality so they can do something to change their reality. That's what today's about. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Got an awesome guest coming for you guys on Wednesday. Matthew, the Master Barber Sam. Another one of those shows, man, and my Brothers Keepers speaker series where I'm trying to bring brothers to you that are doing amazing things and willing to give you the blueprint that you can do these amazing things yourself. So you guys got to come back on Wednesday. Tomorrow, I think we might talk about, you know, say what you want and then make sure that you want what you say, right? Say what you want, but then make sure you want what you say. Gotta watch how we speak, guys. So I haven't fleshed that out completely, but I think that's where I'm going with tomorrow's show. Again, the announcements, the Black women are having a webinar tonight. You got to register. So type in Black women if you want me to get you the link to that webinar. The video marketing class is going down. I think I got that set for Wednesday, June 21st. $25 right now. That's a $197 course. First couple of days is going to be at $25. Then I'm going to jack up the price to $47. And then beyond that, I'm going to keep increasing the price until I get to my $197. But I know that this is a class for beginners. So I know that beginners are, you know, sometimes you don't have the money to invest in your business like you should, and that's cool. So I want to give you a discount, but those who snooze will lose, because in 48 hours, it will be $47. And then from there, it will go to $97. So get in, let me know, and I will get you the link to get registered for that. And then the Black Wealth Movement it's got some real momentum right now, guys. So if you're not trying to build wealth for you and your family, I don't know what else you could be doing with your life. Honestly, I really don't. And maybe that's just me just doing too much, but appreciate you guys for tuning in. I am H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.